What's going on, people? Georgio Savvides here, founder of the Hip Hop Orchestra, as well as the host of the Hip Hop Orchestra Presents podcast. And I got a really exciting announcement to finally make with everyone, is that we have our very first official sponsor for the podcast. Now, they are an amazing company called Eldon's Vault, who are extremely dedicated in bringing you the very best in officially licensed merchandise from pop culture. And when I mean the very best, I mean the very best. They provide things like keyrings, caps, t-shirts, to Funko Pops, to statues from all over, such as DC, Marvel, Disney, The Mandalorian, Harry Potter, music artists from all over the place, and they are ridiculously good. I've got a couple of things to show you on offer at the moment. This trust with their stuff is amazing. So, t-shirts, like I mentioned, like the one I'm wearing right now. It's got Rocky right here, which I absolutely love. Or, like I said, also got Funko Pops as well, 3.75 inches and 10 inches. I've got a couple of 10 inches right here for you. I've got Post Malone right here, and I've also got Biggie right here, who I absolutely love. These are so sick. Eldon's Vault, trust me, they are amazing. Now, I'm going to leave the link below in the video right here, and also in the description below as well in all future videos from the podcast. But trust me, Eldon's Vault are amazing. Website is www.eldonsvault.co.uk. Get in touch with them now and start buying ASAP. But also, before I forget as well, I just want to say the biggest thank you to Eldon's Vault for sponsoring the podcast. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you. And trust me, get in touch with them right now. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And peace. What's going on, people? Welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast, and we are joined by the legend himself, one of the sickest rappers out there, Mr. Harry Shotta. How you doing, man? You all right?
How's it going, man? Good to finally link up,
I
man.
know, after all this time. How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm keeping busy, man. I was working on some new music today, man. Got some new bits cooking, so
Is it sick?
yeah, some new bits, man.
How's it all looking so far with music stuff? Is it looking good?
Yeah, music's good, man. I mean, obviously, it's been a crazy year. I'm someone who's used to being on the roads a lot and traveling overseas and doing loads of
Yeah.
shows. And did my last show in March last year, so that was the last time I performed properly, man. But obviously, I've
Wow.
been doing my streams. I've been putting out a lot of music. I put out an album, an EP. I put
That's
out the
sick.
Growth EP, which is more of a hip hop EP. So I've
Yeah.
been really busy in the studio, man, and just staying focused on just writing so much music, so much material, and just keeping my vibes fresh and my mental health and everything else like
Yeah, of
physically
course.
on it, man. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Definitely.
crazy
Have you,
year, man.
yeah, man, for sure, man. How have you been coping this past year? Have you been all right? I know you've been busy, but have you been all right though as well yourself?
Yeah, do you know what it was? I mean, I was kind of prepared for things to go back to, let's say, normal in October with shows and everything else. And when that didn't
Yeah.
happen, I'm not gonna lie, brother, it did affect me a little bit, man, because I
Yeah.
was really expecting to get that rush again of
Mm.
performing else that we've missed so much as artists, and that interaction with people and just the traveling, everything else that I really enjoyed doing, man. So in
Yeah.
October, weeks, I've got to admit, man, I was a bit down, man, but I said I've got to pull myself out of this, man. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, I thought I can't let this defeat me, so man, that's when I wrote the Remain Undefeated EP, which
Yeah.
was all about how I felt in those times. I just put everything I was feeling into the music and released that. And a lot of people could relate to it, man, because whether or not you're a performer or you're someone who's just someone who comes to the shows and loves to get out and see what we do, we've all
Yeah.
missed interaction and that whole vibe for a whole year, man.
It's
So
mad, isn't it?
but since then I've been on it, man. I've just been working hard and just formulating plans for when hopefully things get back to normal.
Definitely, bro. It's amazing, man. When did you release the EP in the end?
That EP, that particular EP came out in November, man.
Okay, sick.
Right in the midst of the second lockdown, so it was all kind of
Yeah.
related to what was going on. It was all relatable to people that were going through the same experiences and the same sort of vibes, man. So yeah, that one
100%.
came out then, and then I dropped something else in March, which is a Growth EP, which was
Yeah.
more of a hip hop vibe, man. I had one drum and bass song on there, but obviously I do drum and bass and hip hop, and my background is more on the hip hop side of things.
Yeah.
That was really more of a deep EP, talking about my son, talking about the loss of Stormin, who we lost some while ago now, man, using my group SSAS. So that was a really deep EP about kind of growth and about moving forward mentally, physically, the whole thing, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
there's been a lot of music out there, man. It's been good in
It's
that sense.
wicked, man. 'Cause I've been a fan for you for so long, man. Honestly, your stuff is like out of this world. It's ridiculous. And then
Respect,
just
man.
anytime, man, like it's mad. Like how would you actually write stuff? Like, cause you like you're such a like a fast rapper as well. Like, do you write everything down or do you just mentally prepare it? Or how do you work when you write tracks?
Yeah, it depends really. I mean, what I always normally do is start with the beat, man. I always
Yeah,
write the track and let it inspire me. So if it's more of a heartfelt kind of track, obviously it might be a slower, more deeper vibe. If it's something that's intense and it's got that high energy, then I'll be coming with the double time bars that you mentioned, like the sort of
yeah,
spin stuff,
yeah,
which I love doing, man. I've always been passionate about that, man. Do you know what I mean? I've always been like, even in hip hop, I've liked the people who do the fast style rapping, like Fushnikins back in the day, or
yeah,
Twista,
yeah. Mm,
or even Buster and Ludacris. And then over here, obviously, we had all our own drum and bass MCs that were doing the double time, like Det and Skibbity,
yeah,
Shabba, Fearless, and you know, and some of the UK guys were doing that as well, like Skinny Man. So I was influenced by all those people that were doing that, and I kind of got all those styles and kind of molded them into one style. It's almost like who's that Semtex said one time, like the
yeah,
Bruce MCing, because you take all these different styles and kind of mold them into your own style to create a new style. And that's what I've done over the years, man. Because I'm a fan of this music thing. I'm a
definitely,
massive
man.
fan.
Yeah,
Anything
same.
from garage, grime, you know, hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the culture, man.
Yeah, same, like hugely, man. I know that you broke a world record, didn't you, for the most words in a song for Animal? That is
Yeah, man.
ridiculous. But how did that make you feel, like breaking a world record for the most words in the song?
That was a mad time and a mad experience, and it all started quite organically. We did a show at a big festival called Westfest.
Mm,
And Fantasy, my DJ, he basically had the idea. He said, "I'm going to take that rap god song, Eminem. I'm going to
yeah,
play it when he goes really fast, and then I'm going to flip to the instrumental, and then you're going to spit on that bit, and you're going to go even faster than Eminem." And I was like, "That's pretty fast, you know." He was like, "I'll give it a go." So we did that, and it was like a wicked little piece in the show. You know, like
yeah,
sometimes in a show, it's good to play a song, but it's also good to give the audience something different in a live experience.
yeah,
So the whole festival went crazy for that. And on the Monday, I said, you know what? I need a beat that's kind of like on that tip. So make me a
yeah,
beat on that tip. And he sent the beat over, which ended up becoming Animal. And I said to him, you know what? Just for fun, extend the beat to the exact same length as Rap God. And I'm going to see, I'm going to write my bars and I'm going to see when they're written. I'm going to do the old highlighting thing
yeah,
and I'm going to see how many words I've got in there. So I wrote it and I did the highlight count and it was like, wow, it's actually more words than in Eminem's song Rap God. So then we was like, right, this is quite a good little angle. Let's do this for some fun, man. Let's go
yeah,
to Marlow for SBTV. So we went to him, we formulated a plan for a video, and we went to Guinness and we said, yeah, we've broken the record. And in the end, after a bit of perseverance, I think they wanted to keep Eminem there at first, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Bit of perseverance, we got the world record, man, and he got mad attention over in America, and people like Funkmaster Flex was tweeting about it, and even
sick.
T-Pain. So
Wow.
and it was really good for us. I remember going to Australia for some shows, and some of the people there had only heard Animal. They didn't know all the drum and bass stuff. They didn't know all the other music. But that tune had travelled so far all around the world. It was like a viral thing, man. So
Yeah,
and to finally get the Guinness thing, it was wicked, man. Because it's one of them things, you know, for the kids in the future and it like, oh man,
yeah,
actually got
yeah.
a record. No one can really take that from you. Do you know what I'm
Of
saying?
course not, bro. Like, how long does it take for it to like officially be made, and then you get like was it a plaque that you got, or
No,
how do you work? Like a book? How do you work?
I thought they was going to send a plaque or something, but there's
Yeah,
so many people. When you look at the book,
yeah,
we was in the book that came out and everything, man. That was
yeah.
wicked. That's almost
That's
like
wicked. Yeah,
you're in the book and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they just literally put us in the book. And I think it's because so many people try and break so many records, they don't do the plaques anymore unless
yeah,
they're doing it on telly. Then
yeah.
they'll do
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
That is mental. Congratulations, because I know it was like almost 1,800 words or something in the song, wasn't it? Like something like 770 words or something.
It was 2000 something, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. But
A big
have you
amount of work.
have you performed it live since?
Yeah,
Must
yeah.
have done. Yeah.
We used to when it was out and it was buzzing and everyone was talking about it. We'd play it in like in the raves and the festivals and everything else, man. It's like doing it live is a whole different experience. You
Yeah.
know, so much. It's so fast. It's so quick. The flurry of words going on, but
Yeah.
you know, give it that same energy, and yeah, people loved it, man.
That's mad. How do you how do you prepare for such a difficult track to perform then? Because so like I say, so many words are so fast. How do you prep and then perform it after? It must be so hard.
You really have to practice, man. You really have to like. It has to be so ingrained in your memory that the words
Yeah.
just go because it's like so fast. You haven't got time to think. You know what I'm saying? You haven't got time for that, and there'll be points in the track just on a technical level, and people will see rappers do this sometimes, where I'll leave the last word,
Mm.
and then my hype man would say that last word, then I'll get that little breath
Oh,
into
sick, yeah.
the next flow. Things like that, do you know what I'm saying? Because live, it's really, when you've got plus you've got the extra adrenaline going and everything else, it's really hard to get it out. But with the crowd on side and that
Yeah.
support and the beat and just loving it, the passion, you end up being able to do it. But you do have to prepare a lot. You can't not know your bars on something like that. It has to be ingrained in your head, so you're not even thinking. You're just free flowing, spitting the bars, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, has there been any moment where even you have like kind of slipped up with your own words for such a
Probably
difficult track?
not with Animal, but obviously I've done so many shows and that has happened before.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to be able to freestyle.
Mm.
I'll be able to just flip into another flow, another rhythmic pattern, and maybe even spit a half of a verse and put it in there. So unless you was really, really, really listening, you wouldn't even really notice. Do you know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
why I like freestyling. That's another a good sort of point of being able to freestyle, because you can just flip it and flip the script and just brings, like I said earlier, it's good to do different things in a live show. So even if you mess up and you start freestyling,
Yeah.
one-off experience for that crowd then and there. Do you know what I'm saying? That they're not going to get
100%.
the next show. So you kind of have to use it to your advantage, man. If you have these little slip-ups here and there, man. We're
Yeah,
all
man.
human.
Of course, man. And is that how you start, like as a freestyler as well, like beforehand, or were you always writing rhymes from the get go?
Mainly writing, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
Freestyling was something that I saw and I was like, oh, I want to do that, man. I actually
Yeah.
want to get involved in the freestyling side of things. You know what I'm saying? It was just
Yeah.
something. You know, my mate, Chris Smooth, man, great guy. Me and him used to link up and we used to like practice all the time. Like, so I'd do 8 bars and whatever last word I said, he'd have to do the next word based off what I just said.
Oh, sick.
And we'd
Yeah.
go round and round and round and round for like an
Yeah.
hour and a half. Do you know what I'm saying? To just
Mm.
sharpen skills and sharpen your vocabulary as well. Because with freestyling, you tend to sometimes end up using a lot of the same words sometimes. What we was trying to do was stretch our vocabulary and stretch what we were saying. So it wasn't just the same words. It wasn't just the same kind of things we were saying. We was trying to come up with different vibes and different flows. And it's definitely helped me, man, because when I do these workshops, I often work with young people. One of the first thing I do when I go in and work with these guys is to kind of get them to shout out subjects, and I rap about them just to break the ice. And you know what kids are like? They'll sometimes
Yeah.
come with the craziest things to say, rap
Yeah.
about cheesecake or rap about an orange or Peppa Pig if they're really young. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you have
Yeah.
to kind of be ready to like just flip any subject, man. And that's a good attribute of freestyling. That's why I'd encourage MCs to try freestyling. Even if, you know, some of the greatest MCs, I've never heard Rakim freestyle. It doesn't make him any less of an MC. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's a good skill to have in your armory as an MC, I think, man.
Definitely. 'Cause I know that mentioning about that, the stretching of the vocabulary. I know that Eminem studied for like 3 hours of being at the dictionary,
Yeah,
the
nasty
extra
stuff.
words.
Apparently, yeah, nasty
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah.
Is that what something like you did as well? I like getting that extra vocab. Is that something like you did as well? Like that kind of similar thing, or?
I didn't, man. That was it was just something that kind of came naturally in terms of all the music I listened to. I mean, like I literally study hip hop, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'll
Mm.
even go back and like if there's an artist that I haven't listened to their whole catalog, I'll go back and download all their
Yeah.
stuff. I like Cool G Rap. I've listened to
Yeah.
2 or 3 of his albums, but I haven't listened to all of his catalog. So I'll write them all down and I'll study it, and I've learned vocabulary and I've learned sort of different things about different cultures and everything else through hip hop over the years. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that would be my research. I do like to read a lot as well. I'm a slow
Mm.
reader, but when I get into a book, like I just finished a Miles Davis book, do you know what I'm saying? I've
Sick.
been
Yeah.
reading this RZA book my friend lent me, man, Abbott. So it's like I'm always trying to read and extend my knowledge about people in the past as well and other music greats and stuff like that. And I think that all kind of helps with your vocab as well, man. If you're constantly
Yeah.
studying your stuff, constantly listening to new music, constantly thinking, you still got a lot to learn. No matter how good you are, you can still always improve. I think that can improve things like your vocab and your dexterity and your flow on the mic and everything else, man. If you study the greats and people who have done it in the
Mm.
past.
100%. I couldn't agree more, man. And who were some of your biggest inspirations growing up, and even now as well?
Yeah, I think growing up, like I was saying, mainly kind of hip hop lyricists, people like
Yeah.
Nas, Wu Tang. When I was sort of 14, 15, it was the 90s vibe, so it was like people like Black Moon and
Mm.
that kind of vibe. But I was also always into drum and bass. I always liked the sort of faster stuff. That's why I was always
Yeah.
listening to Speedy and Det and Shabba and people like that. And then the grime scene, when those guys came out with what they were doing and people like Gigs and there was a whole sort of UK rap thing blowing up, I was kind of influenced by the whole thing, the whole spectrum, man. I think there's jewels in something that everyone does, even if it's like not one of my favorite artists. There'll be something about that artist I think, I like the way he flips that flow. I like the
Yeah.
way rides that beat. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if I don't necessarily relate to what he's saying, I like the flow. Do you know what I mean? I
Mm.
can see something good in most artists. You'll get the odd one where you
Yeah.
can't find something. But anyway, I try to look good in every artist and be inspired by the good ones, man.
100%, bro. And you mentioned about obviously drum and bass, which you're huge in drum and bass, and you're like the first drum and bass artist to do the fire in the booth with Charlie Sloth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what was that like? That must have been amazing.
Yeah, that was wicked, man. Because
Yeah,
obviously I've known Charlie for quite a long time.
yeah,
And I did a hip hop one with him first.
mm,
I can't remember what year it was. We did a hip hop one, which was great, man. Set the building alight, wicked. He was mad
yeah,
hyped up for that. And then he said to me, "I want you to come in and do the first drum and bass one."
sick.
And I'm not gonna lie, there was two thoughts in my mind. Number one, I'm gassed. I can't wait to do it.
Yeah,
And number two, I'm representing the whole scene. I've got to
yeah,
go up there and represent. I can't be coming up there and slipping or messing it up or not delivering good lyrics and good content because, you know, for me, sometimes there's a perception about the drum and bass scene outside of the scene that the MCs are just going diggity biggity biggity biggity, not actually making any sense or saying any bars. Do you know what I'm
mm,
saying? Just bubbling on the mic. It's just a rhythmic pattern over a beat. And what people like myself and X-Man and Azza and Grimer, people like us have brought into the scene is lyrical content, is actual patterns, stories on the tracks, all those kind of things. So going up to do the fire in the booth, it was like, boy, got the weight on my shoulders, man. I got to go up there.
mm.
And I was like, I was rehearsing all
Yeah,
non-stop. And I even was like, right, I need to write at least like half of it's got to be stuff that no one's heard. Even though I
mm,
know in my head, like the Radio 1 audience and the Charlie Sloth audience, they wouldn't have heard any of this because they're not really drum and bass heads. I still had to represent for my audience and show them that, yeah, I'm going up to represent, I'm going up to murder the thing. And it come off really good, man. Charlie was gas, like,
yeah,
you
he
know,
was. I was
I mean,
gassed because I was watching it again last night, but I was going nuts last night. Mental.
is that hype energy. That's the one thing I'll say about drum and bass, man. I love all music, you know what I mean? I keep my ears open to all music, but the energy in drum and bass, man, that's what I love about it. You just cannot be on that drop, and if the MC's riding it properly and the tune's wicked and the crowd goes crazy, you just can't really like beat that energy in the drum and bass scene, man.
Of course not, man. And you mentioned about how clear your voice was for each word. That's what some of the comments were as well, as saying people can rap fast, but you can't always hear what they're saying. But with you, it's so clear and perfect. And that's why I realized as well that fast rap, I can understand every single word, which is amazing. And
Yeah, I work hard on that, man. Clarity to me has always been something that's really important because, like you said, I've been fans of loads of rappers over the years, and sometimes I thought, oh man, wish they were just a bit clearer.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
what I'm saying? Because the flow is sick, and I can
yeah,
hear the patterns and everything else, and the cadences, but it's just sometimes the clarity is lacking. So I always try and make sure, no matter what kind of speed I'm going, that you can still hear every single word and it's crystal clear. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I think
yeah,
sometimes that has been lacking in double time over the years. And that's
yeah.
something I've really worked hard on to make sure that every time you hear me, no matter what speed I'm going, you can literally hear every word and get everything what I'm saying, man.
Definitely, man. 'Cause every word was so crystal clear, man. It was amazing. And he made me laugh my head off as well when he went, you said to bring 3 or 4 tracks. I'm going to bring 4 with me,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
was it. Yeah. And then like every track was just mental, sick. I was going mad last night watching it again.
wicked, man.
Yeah. And how was it difficult kind of to rap whilst obviously Charlie Sloth known for like putting those sound effects and explosions, Street Fighter sounds.
Oh.
Was that did that kind of put you off in a way, or was it just like were you sort of like so zoned out?
Yeah, it didn't actually throw me, man. And people have asked me that before because
Yeah.
obviously, especially when you're trying to go super quick and like
Yeah.
intense with it, I guess it could, but I was so focused, man.
Mm.
That I wasn't letting any of that kind of derail me from what I wanted to do lyrically and with the bars. But I think also in a way, it can't when you hear that perfect, especially that
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
still of approval. Charlie,
Yeah.
let's go in even harder, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I could see why people would ask that question, but for me, I was so focused and so ready that it was almost like spurring me on kind of thing, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro. It's so wicked, man. Congratulations again for doing it. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. And I'll tell us, what I want to find out actually about consequences. The sounds amazing. The first augmented reality rap experience that you've done. How was that?
I mean, that was going really well. Yeah, again, we kind of had that just ready when the pandemic hit and we couldn't do the
Oh
events and stuff.
man.
We did some VIP, and it's still there. The content's still there, still ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when maybe possibly June having a meeting about getting it back on the road and doing some shows. There was loads of stuff lined up. It was going to be showcased, loads of different events. We did a really good VIP party for it back in I think sort of February, January time. Yet again, just before the pandemic hit, and
Yeah.
and people who came down, they was loving it, man. Do you know what I mean? But I was always really concerned about getting it to the public, because it's nice for industry tastemakers to enjoy it, and it's good that when they give you nice feedback. And we had Bose sponsor it, Bose headphones. So
Yeah,
like,
amazing. Yeah.
we had a really good sponsorship thing for it and everything else. And it's just a new experience, man. It's like literally you will go in, you'll put the headphones on, you'll hear this rap. Everything's done in rap. It's like, it's almost like a game
Yeah,
done
yeah.
in AR. And if you want to go this way, if you make this choice to do something, you'll get this experience. If you want to go this way, you'll get that experience. And there's like 3 different endings depending on the choices you make, and it's all based on the fact that there's like, you know, there's consequences to every choice you take, and there's some funny characters in there, some funny. I don't want to give too much away because it hasn't hit the public yet, but
Yeah.
hopefully when things go back to normal, we can get that back on the road, man. Because
100%.
I love exploring the new technology and just giving the listeners new experiences, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's amazing. It sounds so good as well, though. Like, amazing. I want to be part of it as well.
When it's on, I'll make
Yeah.
sure you go down and check it out.
Oh, bro, thank you so much, man, bro. Thank you. But how did it all come about in the first place? Like, whose ideas were they? Were they yours and someone else, or were
It was,
yours? How did it all come about?
yeah, my manager David, he's well synced in with sort of more the tech world, that side of things. He's always looking for new kind of ways for us to explore the technology they're bringing out and offer the audience new experiences. And he met up with a guy called Rob Morgan, who it was actually his idea to do the whole thing of like the AR side of things. But he was doing it. He did something at the Roundhouse before, and he did it not with rap, just with normal actors, like a drama thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So same kind of thing what I did, but not with rap at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the main thing that came to me was when they linked up, they was like, well, imagine if we could do this with rap. Let's see if Harry wants to get involved and do it. And I really like the guy, Rob Morgan, who come up with the whole concept of the AR side of things. And then I went away and just wrote all the creative content. That was all me. So it's kind of me and him coming together to give people something new. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it came out anyway, man.
That's amazing. I know that was launched at the Future of Storytelling over in New York.
York, man, that wicked.
Yeah.
I've never been to New York, so for me to go to the home of hip hop and, you know, have people over there experience it.
Yeah.
I enjoy storytelling, man. I enjoy that sort of whole process of, even in my rap, sometimes I'll be telling sort of stories and sort of trying to put vivid pictures in your head and stuff through what I'm doing. That's something I definitely want to explore in the future, sort of doing more storytelling raps, but also possibly, you know, me writing stories for dramas and all those kind of things as well, man, because it's all creative, it's all writing. That's what I enjoy, basically, getting creative and setting myself new challenges.
Yeah, for sure, man. I know that also was mentioned showing at Rain Dance as well, Immersive Festival. I mean, what was that like as well?
Yeah, because Rain Dance, that was when we showcased Consequences there. Actually, we showcased the Oxo Tower.
Yeah.
And we did a performance there as well, man. It was mad because you had all these people from Bose over there, from New York, and you had you know, people over from all sorts of tech companies all around the world. And to perform to those sort of people is good. It's always nice to showcase your music and what you do to different types of people, different type of demographics. You know, people that, you know, they might not go to a festival or a drum and bass rave, but suddenly you're in front of them and you can now expose this music to them. And sometimes they're blown away by the skill set because they don't see it all the time. Our own audience, sometimes they might get a bit not complacent, but they just get used to seeing you, and it's like, oh, another 6-0, smashed it, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Whereas people don't see the actual skill set all the time and don't get to see this mad fast rapping and this freestyle. When they see it, they're pretty blown away, and they think they wouldn't be a fan of rap or a fan of hip hop, but when they see it in front of them, presented to them in a certain way, they can actually appreciate sort of the creative process we do and what goes into what we do, and they can actually see that it takes quite a special talent to actually pull it off, man. So it's nice
100%.
to get the audiences, definitely.
Because that's the exact same feeling I had about the Hip Hop Orchestra, man. When, like, obviously, a lot of people love the idea of it, but at the same time, some people kind of laughed at the idea of like mixing these 2 different worlds together. But then when you perform it in front of people, they were so blown away by it. It was ridiculous. I loved it.
Yeah, you're right, man. Sometimes you're always going to get your naysayers, and people don't believe in something that's new, something that's innovative. When you're trying to bring 2 worlds together as well, people don't think those worlds click, but you'd be surprised, man, that they do. I mean, I've Spring Quartet before, man. It was the emotion they created with the strings and with just rap drums, man, just literally strings. It was incredible, man. The violins, that emotion in that instrument. And we've sampled classical music in hip hop over the years. We've always gone to the jazz, classical. You know, hip hop can mix with most styles, rock, even metal, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It lends itself well to so many different styles, but particularly I would say jazz and classical, because those are genres that over the years we've gone to and sampled. Do you know what I'm saying? It's good to have classical samples in there, and there's so much hip hop with jazz samples and funk and soul and stuff. So I think the coming together of 2 worlds, people sometimes can't see it initially, But if you have that vision and belief in it, and you work on it and you present it in a certain way, I think people can appreciate it, man.
It's so true, man. So true. So true. And you mentioned obviously about Bose as well, actually. What were the Bose Frames audio sunglasses like? I saw you promoting those. What were they like?
Yeah, I mean, that's like when I first put those on and I'm hearing this music and I'm like, wow, I'm hearing this music through frames, through sunglasses. I was like,
Yeah.
what is it? It's bizarre at first, but then you kind of get used to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
also, especially with Consequences, where they were using the frames in the club, it just kind of added to the visual thing of all these people walking around and experience it through these crazy frames, rather than just putting
Yeah.
headphones. I love headphones, man. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
same.
to put the frames on and like go around and there's all kinds of frame, just created this kind of mad visual element to it as well.
Yeah.
But the sonically, they sound great, man. And that's what it was all about for us as well. Because obviously, Bose, they do
Yeah.
what they do in terms of, you know, what the development stuff they do in terms of the sound and everything else. So to be partnered up with them for this was a great look for us, man.
100%, man, because both are my favorite brand and they're just amazing. And to get sponsored and work with them as well, it's amazing. That's a huge look, man. Really good.
Well, I
And
basically up with them over in the Future of Storytelling, man, because they was over there kind of showcasing what they were doing. We was over there for Consequences, and one of the top guys who does the development stuff, Matthew Nucci, he goes, "I've heard about you from various
yeah.
people. Show me what you can do," and just put a camera in my face. And
What?
Straight into the bars, and he was like, "Wow, we need to work together." So that's sometimes what you get put on the spot like that. Sometimes
Yeah.
take the opportunity, man. Especially if it's like someone who works hard for a company like Bose, and it came off, and we've been working since, and we're still in contact with them as well. So
Yeah, I
I
got to
think
ask about that actually. Yeah, if you're still in contact with them, yeah.
in the future, definitely, man,
Oh,
100%.
brilliant. Keep my fingers crossed for you, bro. That's amazing, honestly. So good.
Yeah, man.
But talk about Consequences as well. You dropped a 360 virtuality music video called Virtual Insanity on SBTV.
Yeah.
Was that a part of Consequence, or was that kind of like a separate entity from the whole
Ah,
thing?
that was separate totally, man,
Yeah.
because obviously the VR thing, I was kind of working out a way that I could use it and talk about it as well, and talk about maybe the ramifications of VR socially, what it does to society if it goes further, or everything else. I
Yeah.
wanted like those sort of ramifications in the lyrics, but also just use the technology and kind of sort of see how far we can push it and do the whole 360 thing. Because like I said, I'm always up for like doing different things and trying different things. You'll see throughout my whole career, I've always challenged myself. So to do 360 and to do something in VR was something I wanted to explore, and it's something I'll definitely be looking to do again in the future, because I just think, the same old sort of visual content, we need to switch it up, man. We need to push what we're doing visually. If we're pushing what we're doing musically and with the audio, we also need to push how we're presenting it visually, so the audience are not bored. The audience are always entertained, and the audience that way will keep coming back, because they know they're going to get a new experience every time, rather than just another video shot in a club or another
Yeah.
shot on the estate. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need to give them new experiences visually as well as musically, and that's why I'm down to explore VR, 360, and all these kind of avenues, man.
That's so true. I can't wait to see more because it's incredible, amazing. And talk about kind of visuals as well. You're a computer game character, weren't you, for Fastlane?
Ah, yeah, man.
Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah. Well, that was the reason that happened was because I did the rave, the illegal drum and bass rave on the tube, and
Yeah. I'll get into that. Yeah.
that went crazy over here, man. That was in the Sun newspaper, and that was in like Daily Telegraph, and
Yeah.
it was posted on Channel 4 News. That didn't happen in the end, unfortunately, but
Oh man.
and that would have been good, didn't it, man? But
Yeah.
yeah, so basically, Space Ape saw that because it was everywhere, and they was like, right, we'd love to make you a character in the game alongside all these
YouTubers. Yeah.
yeah, the YouTubers,
Yeah. Yeah.
the rest of the characters, the YouTubers. And I was like, wow, that sounds great to me, man. So we worked out a deal with them. We ended up doing like a theme tune for them. We did the launch party for the game, going around London in a double-decker bus. It was a crazy experience, man. And big up Space, because I was literally like, obviously on the game you can play as Harry Shotta, so I was playing the game, yeah, again, surreal, but it's a great experience, man, definitely.
That is so sick of me. How did it all work it in? Like, how did they get you in the game? Did like put like bodysuits on you and that kind of thing, or was it just like
Nah,
create you and just put you?
it wasn't as deep as that. They just created like an avatar.
Okay.
Same with all the YouTubers, and you just played with that. My face will come up, and then you're just playing as Harry Shotta, basically. Wasn't no bodysuits or nothing like
Oh
that, mate.
shit. Okay. That's so sick. That's like a dream for everyone, isn't it, to be actually in the game?
Mate, I couldn't believe it when they offered it to me. I was like, right, I've got to do this. And it's a top six, man, to actually be a character within a game. It's crazy, man.
Crazy, man. And do you have any plans for any future games as well? Hopefully.
Well, us and Space Ape got on really well, man. It was a great experience. So I definitely work with them again because it was all round. We had a good time. It was fun. They were good people to work with. Everything was done fairly, above board and everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of young kids actually found me through the game as well. Because
Oh,
obviously,
really?
yeah, because we did the theme tune in the end for it as well.
Yeah.
They heard the song and then they started following me on other platforms and stuff. And now they're proper supporters and fans. But again, it was another way that I could be found rather than just doing the live stuff or rather than just doing the normal sort of radio and everything else. It was another way for people to kind of discover me, and it
Yeah.
definitely a younger demographic with that one, man. So it was good. It was good.
That's so sick, man. It's amazing. And I know you got to go soon. I won't keep you for too much longer. But you mentioned about the illegal rave thing that you mentioned on it was on the Bakerloo line, wasn't it? I think.
That was
Yeah. God.
crazy, man.
Could tell us about that, man. That's mad.
Let me tell you the story, man. Basically,
Got
what
it.
it was, there's a YouTube channel called Troll Station, and what
Yeah.
they do crazy, extravagant pranks. And it just so happens one of the main guys from Troll Station lives near me, and I've sort of known him for years. And I bumped into him in the gym.
Mm.
He said to me, "I've got a great idea, man. You might get arrested. You might end up in a cell tonight, but I want to do the first illegal drum and bass rave with you on the tube in London." And I said, "Oh, bruv, you know what? As long as it's nothing, I can take one night in the cells. It's cool. We can deal with that." He said, "We do get arrested sometimes for pranks because they are quite out there."
Yeah.
And I said, "This one, there's nothing malicious. It's a bit of fun, man. Do you know what I'm saying?" So I went up there with them. They basically like jumped on the train. They blacked out all the windows straight away. They set up the sound system in some crazy record time, man. It was all set up. Next minute, like we've got it pumping, the music's going on, people are jumping on, people are dancing, people were loving it, man. It was just a really good feel good moment for the people who was on the tube and everything else. And even the police, man, the police got on. They said, "Look, you guys, you've got to shut this down, but you know, fair play to you. You can just go home now, do your thing." And the police even tweeted about it, saying, "We've just shut down an illegal rave on the Bakerloo line.
Really?
Get home safe, guys." So I think they kind of used it as a PR opportunity for themselves to say, "Oh, we're not all bad." Do you know what I'm saying? You know? So yeah, that was really fun. It was so entertaining. People loved that, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
that's over 1 million views or something now on YouTube. I know it had stupid views on Facebook. So yeah, that was good, man. I mean, we've had spoken about doing something else, but I just said to them that it's got to be original.
Yeah.
I don't want to just repeat the same thing again. You can come with an angle or something that's totally different. I'll be up for doing something like that again, man. But like I said, I don't want to repeat the same thing again. It's got to be something new and it's going to shock people. Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Let's do a future one together then. I want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you thought of any other ideas? Like not obviously like you said, but have you thought of any other ideas that you could do
What,
for the future?
that kind of thing.
That kind of thing, yeah.
I mean, they was talking about doing a train, but I said it's just really it's the same as the tube, man. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's the same vibe. I mean, you can't beat the underground as well. The fact it was on the underground
Yeah.
line, everything else, and then they was talking about. I mean, aeroplanes, you can't deal with that. That's too crazy, man. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I said, the group I'm in, SAS, they did a double decker bus thing, like a bus party. There's boat parties, but I haven't really got there yet, man. I'm still thinking about it, man. I'll start up with something at some point, some crazy little marketing plan, man. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. But I've got loads more questions to ask you, bro. But I know that you're busy tonight, so I'll keep it right on a wicked ending, man. But I just want to say thank you so much again for tonight, bro. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
No, it's good to talk, man. We'll do a part 2, innit? We'll do a part 2 at some point. If you've got other questions, we'll do a part 2.
100%. I've got loads more to ask you, man. But let's do a part 2 soon then.
Part 2 in about a month or something, yeah?
Let's do it, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Thank you,
We'll
man.
do
Thank
that,
you.
man.
Let's do it, man. But before you go as well, where can people find you online?
Oh, okay, yeah. Basically, Instagram is the real Harry Shotta because when I'm on Instagram, someone will take my name.
Really? Oh, man.
It's the real Harry Shotta if you're looking for me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook is just the official fan page for Harry Shotta. Check me on there. Twitter is just twitter.com/Harry Shotta. And yeah, just reach out, man. Keep supporting the music. We appreciate everyone, especially over the last year by streaming the music, sharing the music. You know, we're independent artists, so that love back from the people, we fully appreciate that. We fully appreciate all the feedback when we put up music. all of that. It's an experience between us and the audience. That's why we love it, and that's why we can't wait to get back to live shows. Hopefully in June.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, bro. But thank you so
Toast,
much again. Honestly, thank you so much again. I really enjoyed it. Honestly,
bro.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Big up, bro.
Thank you, too, brother. Take care, everyone, and take care, everyone. Bye bye.